WFLT 1420 AM radio. This is the program, my program, Know the Law, WFLT 1420 AM radio. This is a call-in program. Your call-in number is 239-5733. First, special thank you to Judge Barkey for filling in for me last week. I hear she had Judge Perry on. I don't give her a lot of direction. I just can't find myself telling the judge what to do. So she just comes up, and I think she likes it. I hear she does a very good job. And a special thank you to both judges. I was at a 40-hour domestic relations certification program last week. It was like going through, I used to be a drill sergeant, and this was like going through boot camp. I thought I was eating a bag of chips, and I'm not, but I learned a lot of valuable things. And I'm going to try to bring that to the radio show today. Our question that I've also already posted online on flinttalk.com, where I have my morning blog, Good Morning Flint, and also you will find it on the MLive Flint Journal community blogs. You need to check that out. I think in the internet war, the Flint Journal is going to win. The question for today is, when you divorce, who do you want helping you? A gladiator or a peacemaker? I want you to think about this and reflect on it. When you are in a divorce, who do you want helping you? A gladiator, warrior, lawyer, or a peacemaker, cab driver, lawyer? Now, I know where you're going to go on the first reflection. Okay? Think about why. Now ask yourself the question. The most important thing is in our marriage, and we're still talking, are our children. Then ask yourself, again, the question. When you divorce, who do you want helping you? A gladiator, warrior, lawyer who likes to fight? Or a peacemaker, cab driver, lawyer who will help you and your spouse make decisions about the children? I'm kind of leading you to a conclusion, and I understand that. But that's our question for today. So what is mediation? Mediation is a process by which participants, together with the assistance of a neutral third person or persons, systematically isolate disputed issues in order to develop options, consider alternatives, and reach a consensual settlement that will accommodate their needs. Mediation is a process which emphasizes the participants' own responsibilities for making the decisions that affect their lives and the lives of your children and the lives of your family and the lives of your friends that interact with your family and your children. And just imagine, next week you're sitting at breakfast, and across the table your spouse says, you know, I'm really happy with what we have. I'm really happy with all but one thing in my marriage. I love my job, I love the church, I love the kids, I love all my side activities. There's only one thing I'm unhappy with in my marriage. And the answer, and then the next statement is that you're in it. So up until that moment, you had a marriage and a relationship where things were possibly bad, but you were cooperating. You both were fixed on taking care of your children, your bills, and your responsibility. But something happened. And we'll just say that you reflected and you said to yourself, I feel the same way. Well, what do? Well, the first thing we do is we wait. We talk to our family. We talk to our pastor. We maybe go to marriage counseling. My observation is the grass is not greener on the other side. You probably shouldn't even make that disclosure until you really think this through. But then what do? If you know that you're on the doorstep of a divorce proceeding, how do you do this? How are we prepared to make that decision? Somebody has to file, so somebody's the plaintiff. Somebody becomes the defendant, and because your children and your house and your retirements and your pension plans and 401ks and that special hideaway you have, either on a timeshare or a cabin up north or a cabin down south. Those are extremely important to you, and you just don't dare do this without representation. Somebody hires an attorney, and up until that moment, you think that's your only option. Okay? It's not. And an option short of fully litigating, immediately hiring an attorney or attorneys, is to begin pre-filing mediation after counseling. So mediation can start before you file, and then as adults you meet with a neutral third party who knows a little bit about the process and a little bit about what's needed in a final judgment of divorce. But basically, the keys to your divorce are in your hands, not to attorneys and a judge. And what you need is a guide or a cab driver that will help you chart a path to get to a destination. But you're going to give directions. The cab driver knows where the divorce judgment is or where the airport is and how to get there generally, but the cab driver is letting you pick the route. And if you make a turn to the left, the cab driver will say, well, this has taken us quite a bit out of our way, but I recognize that you want to go that way, and you can. And in this cab, you and your spouse are discussing, with the window open and the cab driver listening and commenting, the important things in your life, your marriage, and what needs to be addressed in your divorce.